When I was approached that they wanted to drill a gas well on my property, I didn't know what to say and I wasn't sure. I had no idea what a gas well was. I was concerned about safety and noise and so we they said, well, why don't we sit down and talk about it? And I wrote a bunch of questions. And after that night, it was a no-brainer. I mean, they reassured me that everything would be fine. And they came on so honest and so professional that I decided that I would go for it. And I went ahead and called my neighbors. And we had maybe 4 or 5 meetings, and I asked all my neighbors to bring on all the questions that they had. I just wanted to get their input to see what do you think about a gas well on my property? And they didn't know anything about it. And I said, well, you would get a royalty check, and I would get free gas, and I just didn't see any minuses. Everything was a plus. The concern of everybody on the street was, what was this going to look like? And because we do have a beautiful street, and this is the outcome. And as you can see, they couldn't have picked a better location on my property. It's at the end of my property. And then when they reclaimed the land, they made these rolling land like this, and it was totally their idea, and it just worked out really great. Other than the beautiful job that they did to reclaim the land and planted all these wonderful trees, my wife and I get free gas for the duration of the gas well, at least 20 years, if not longer, and we get a royalty check for the amount of land that we have. And the nice part is all the neighbors on our street, so there's 6 of us here, they all get a royalty check, and everybody's happy. I have a lot of woods on my property, and every fall my wife and I would help me. I would cut woods and split it and so on. I have 2 fireplaces. Well, last year we bought 2 inserts for my fireplaces, and I don't have to cut any wood. The fireplaces are being used with an insert without cutting any wood, without having the smoke, and it's just, the life is so much simpler. The safety issue was probably the number 1 problem that I had to convince all the neighbors, but they were totally reassured how this was going to be. They were going to use the state-of-the-art rig, and sure enough, this rig was unbelievable. And the way they did it, it was very, very professional, and there was not a safety problem at all. Because of the energy crisis that we have in this country, it's just a nice feeling that we can produce gas wells and oil wells in Ohio to help the state, and I know that there's a lot of people working, and a lot of people are taking advantage of it, including everybody on the street here. I would advise anybody that has a piece of land and there's a possibility of a gas well on their property to at least investigate it, and if it's possible, go for it, because there's really no risk to it. But there's only a lot of benefits.